10 vegetables that can cause harm if not cooked properly. Have you ever wondered if the vegetables you eat every day are really good for your health? In today's video, we'll reveal the surprising truth about common vegetables that can harm your body if not prepared correctly. From high sugar content to hidden sources of gout, you'll be shocked by what you learn. But don't worry, we're here to help. We'll also show you how to cook and eat these vegetables safely, so make sure to watch until the end. You don't want to miss this important information. Let's start with number 10 on our list, peas. Did you know that peas can raise your blood sugar levels? But don't worry, we've got you covered. Stay tuned till the end and discover how to enjoy peas safely. And don't forget to subscribe for more health tips. Now, let's move on to number 9, asparagus. 10 peas. These little green guys are a hidden sugar bomb. Despite being small, they pack a lot of carbs, and a whopping 90% of those carbs are sugar. That's more than twice the amount of sugar in corn and potatoes. Peas are considered a starchy vegetable because of their high starch content, which is why they can raise your blood sugar levels, especially if you have diabetes or insulin resistance. They're also high in uric acid, which can trigger gout and joint pain. Although peas are a good source of fiber, eating too much of them can cause bloating and abdominal distension. This is because their complex carbohydrate structure is hard to digest, especially for people with sensitive guts. So if you want to enjoy peas without the bloat, eat them in moderation and combine them with low-carb veggies like spinach or kale. This will help balance out the carbs and keep your blood sugar levels steady. Also, avoid processed pea products like canned peas or pea snacks, which usually have added sugar and sodium. 9. Asparagus. Asparagus is a popular vegetable known for its unique taste and high nutritional content, often used as a side dish due to its low calorie and high vitamin and mineral content. However, what many people don't know is that asparagus can be dangerous for some people, especially those with gout or kidney problems. Although asparagus is considered healthy and safe for most people, it can pose a risk to certain individuals, especially the elderly. Asparagus contains many purines, which break down into uric acid in the body. Excess uric acid can trigger gout attacks, causing swelling and discomfort in the joints. For people with gout, eating asparagus can increase the risk of flare-ups. Additionally, asparagus has a natural diuretic effect, making you urinate more frequently. This can lead to dehydration, which is especially dangerous for the elderly, as they are more prone to water loss and have a decreased ability to regulate fluids. Dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, and other serious symptoms. It can also put extra strain on the kidneys, which is why it's important to drink plenty of water when consuming asparagus. You should also consider the amount of asparagus you're eating. Those with gout or kidney problems should limit their intake of asparagus to reduce the risk of complications. Balancing your meals with low purine vegetables like carrots or zucchini can help lower the risk of gout flare-ups. Number 8. Corn. The starch bomb. Corn is a popular vegetable, especially in summer, and it's a good source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. But corn also has some drawbacks. The hard outer shell of the corn makes it difficult to digest. So if you have irritable bowel syndrome or a sensitive digestive system, corn may not be the best choice for you. As a starchy vegetable, corn can cause blood sugar spikes. This is not ideal for people with diabetes or insulin resistance, as it can impair blood sugar control and negatively affect your metabolic health. Processed corn products like fried corn, corn syrup, and sugary drinks often contain a lot of added sugar and empty calories. These can raise your blood sugar levels, contribute to weight gain, and increase your risk of type 2 diabetes. To minimize these risks, choose fresh whole corn, like boiled or steamed corn. These options are easier to digest and more nutritious than processed corn. Also, limit the use of processed corn products like fried corn or sugary drinks. They contain a lot of added sugar. Combining corn with protein-rich and high-fiber vegetables can help stabilize blood sugar and improve digestion, By eating corn in moderation and prioritizing fresh corn, you can enjoy the benefits of corn without harming your health. 7. Mushrooms, nature's mysterious food. Mushrooms are a flavorful and nutritious ingredient in many dishes. They contain many vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. However, some types of mushrooms pose a significant risk, especially wild mushrooms and raw mushrooms. The biggest risk is that wild mushrooms are toxic. Many of them contain harmful compounds that can cause serious liver damage and other severe health problems. Even experienced mushroom pickers can mistake poisonous mushrooms for safe ones, which can lead to life-threatening consequences. In addition, raw store-bought mushrooms, such as white mushrooms, contain a carcinogenic compound called agouritine. Cooking mushrooms can destroy this substance, but eating them raw can increase your exposure to harmful compounds. Finally, some people may be allergic to mushrooms, which can cause mild to severe symptoms such as difficulty breathing. To enjoy mushrooms safely, always cook them thoroughly. Stir-frying, grilling, or sautéing mushrooms can help break down carcinogenic compounds and make mushrooms easier to digest. Avoid eating wild mushrooms unless you are an expert at identifying safe mushrooms. Choose mushrooms that have been certified and sold in reputable stores such as shiitake, button, or white mushrooms. And if you are new to eating mushrooms, start with small portions and monitor for allergic reactions. By following these simple guidelines, you can safely add mushrooms to your diet and avoid unwanted health risks. 6. Cabbage. This one is probably going to surprise you. Cabbage is a very common vegetable that is found in many different dishes, salads, sauerkraut, and more. It's a great source of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. But for some people, cabbage can be a problem, especially when it comes to bloating, abdominal distension, and indigestion. This is because cabbage contains a complex carbohydrate called raffinose, which is difficult for our bodies to digest. This can lead to an uncomfortable feeling of fullness and even abdominal pain. Additionally, cabbage contains goitrogens, which can interfere with iodine absorption and affect thyroid function. This is especially problematic for people who already have hypothyroidism or other thyroid disorders. Lastly, eating raw cabbage can also irritate the stomach lining and worsen acid reflux. So, if you want to enjoy cabbage without these unwanted side effects, it's best to cook it. By steaming, boiling, or stir-frying cabbage, we can help break down raffinose and reduce the goitrogens. This will make it easier to digest and help prevent any potential thyroid issues. 5. Eggplant. Eggplant is a nutritious vegetable that is often praised for its antioxidant, fiber, and vitamin content. But did you know that eggplant may be a trigger for joint pain? That's right. Eggplant belongs to the nightshade family and contains a compound called solanine, which has been linked to increased joint inflammation. This means that people with arthritis or other joint conditions may experience worsening symptoms such as swelling and stiffness after consuming eggplant. But it's not just joint pain. Eggplant is also a common allergen, which can cause skin rashes and swelling in some people. Additionally, its high fiber content may cause digestive discomfort, such as bloating or abdominal distension. People with irritable bowel syndrome or acid reflux may find eggplant particularly troublesome. If you do decide to eat eggplant, grilling it is a good option as it helps reduce the amount of solanine. You can also try combining it with anti-inflammatory foods, such as turmeric or ginger. To help reduce inflammation and support joint health, just remember to listen to your body and avoid eggplant if it causes you any discomfort. 4. Potatoes. We all love our comfort food, but did you know that potatoes are a major cause of health problems like diabetes and obesity? Yes, they do. They're loaded with vitamins and minerals like vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. But the way we cook them can make a huge difference to their health effects. For example, when we fry potatoes, we expose them to high heat and toxic cooking oils, which can raise their glycemic index, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar. And don't even get me started on French fries, which are loaded with acrylamide, a compound that has been found to increase the risk of cancer. So what's the solution? Well, instead of frying, try baking or boiling them in their skins. That way, you'll preserve more of the nutrients and keep those harmful chemicals out. And as always, control your portions to keep your blood sugar levels steady and your hunger at bay. Don't let the potato be your downfall. Make smart choices and enjoy it in moderation. 3. Spinach. This superfood is packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that can help improve your overall health. It's an excellent source of vitamin K, which is important for heart health, as well as folate and iron, which help with immune function and blood circulation. However, spinach also contains compounds that can be harmful to your health, especially if you have certain health conditions. Spinach is high in oxalates, which are substances that can bind to calcium and form kidney stones. So if you're prone to kidney stones, you should be careful when consuming spinach. In addition, spinach also contains phytates and oxalates, which can interfere with calcium absorption. This can be a problem for the elderly, since they need enough calcium to maintain bone health. Spinach is also high in fiber, which can cause digestive discomfort, such as bloating and abdominal distension. This can be especially true for people with sensitive digestive systems. To reduce your risk of experiencing these harmful effects, be sure to cook spinach before eating. Boiling or steaming spinach can help reduce oxalate levels. You can also combine spinach with calcium-rich foods like milk or tofu to help improve calcium absorption. And don't forget to eat spinach in moderation. And consider combining it with other leafy greens like kale to balance out the health effects. 2. Kale, the overrated superfood. Despite being a nutritional powerhouse, kale may not be the best superfood for everyone, especially the elderly. Here's why. Kale is very high in oxalates, which can bind with calcium and lead to kidney stones. And it's also high in goitrogens, which can mess with your thyroid function. This is especially problematic for people with hypothyroidism or those taking thyroid medication. Additionally, kale's high fiber content can cause digestive discomfort, including bloating and abdominal distension, which is not ideal for those with sensitive stomachs. However, there is a way to reduce these risks. Cooking kale before eating can help reduce oxalates and goitrogens. So go ahead and steam, boil, or stir-fry your kale to make it safer to consume. Just be careful not to overdo it. Eating too much kale, even if it's cooked, can still increase your risk of kidney stones and thyroid problems. So it's important to eat kale in moderation, especially if you have thyroid issues or a history of kidney stones. Combining kale with calcium-rich foods such as milk, tofu, or almonds can help reduce the effects of oxalates and support bone health. By following these simple tips, you can enjoy the benefits of kale while minimizing the risks. This is the No. 1 vegetable that is bad for your health. You may be surprised, but it's actually a common vegetable that you might find in your fridge right now. It's bell peppers. Now, bell peppers are great. They're crunchy, they're sweet, and they're full of vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. But here's the problem. If you have a sensitive stomach or digestive issues, bell peppers can wreak havoc on your gut. The reason why? Their thick skin. It's tough to digest, especially for the elderly or those with conditions like acid reflux or irritable bowel syndrome. This can lead to bloating, abdominal distension, and discomfort. And that's not all. Bell peppers contain a compound called solanine, which is found in the nightshade family of plants. Solanine can increase inflammation in the body, which can worsen joint pain in people with arthritis. Lastly, bell peppers are a common allergen, which means that some people may develop skin rashes, swelling, or digestive discomfort when they eat them. So what should you do? Well, if you want to enjoy bell peppers without the negative effects, try peeling them before eating. This will make them easier to digest. You can also grill, sauté, or steam them to help soften the skin and reduce the amount of solanine. And if you have joint pain or arthritis, consider limiting bell peppers or choosing milder varieties like yellow or orange peppers. Today, we'll talk about 7 common vegetables that can harm your health if you don't know how to eat them properly. Peas, asparagus, corn, mushrooms, cabbage, eggplant, or kale. These are all familiar foods that we often eat without knowing the risks they pose. For example, peas can raise your blood sugar. Asparagus can trigger gout. While mushrooms can even kill you if you don't cook them right. Corn is basically a carbohydrate bomb that will raise your blood sugar, while cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable that can easily cause bloating, especially for those with thyroid problems. The important thing is not to throw these vegetables out, but to know how to eat them properly and in what quantities. For example, peas should be combined with low-carbohydrate vegetables and eaten in moderation. Asparagus should be cooked and enough water should be drunk to avoid dehydration. And mushrooms should be cooked thoroughly to minimize the risk of toxins. The biggest lesson here is that taking care of our health is not just about eating vegetables, but also about understanding the unique properties of each food and being proactive in our health. Always do your research before adding a new vegetable to your diet, especially if you're elderly. This knowledge will help you make informed choices and protect your health. With a little research and preparation, you can enjoy the benefits of a healthy, independent, and happy life.